No one in his family thought he would ever be anybody, accomplish great things, or serve others. Johnny was simply the helpless baby of the family who got a raw deal. Growing up with cerebral palsy, there were no basic expectations placed upon him to succeed at anything. He also was forced to endure nearly 20 years of physical, psychological, environmental, and sexual abuse. How he discovered his greatest evident weakness was truly his greatest strength is a story to be heard. For a population of people with disabilities who are crying out for social equality, Johnny will proudly and emphatically echo their voices until we all are respected as equals.
Inclusion, when it's referring to people with disabilities, is a concept that is sometimes misunderstood. Some people, with every good intention, take the concept of inclusion very literally. And most of those people are not even disabled. They are usually advocating for a family member or friend that has a disability to be included in a specific situation. For example, a sporting event. When I was in 5th grade, I had an assistant. He would help me get to class, get my books out, stuff like that. During recess, I really enjoyed him throwing me a football. Now I could not catch a football worth anything, but I enjoyed trying. And the rest of the students would be over out in the field playing football. So my assistant and I would be off to the side, out of the way. Now some might say that's not the way it should be. I should have been included with my classmates in their game. And if you had asked me back then if I would like to play football with my classmates, of course I would have said yes. I was 10 years old. I did not have a motorized wheelchair, and I could not push myself. It did not occur to me that the fact that I could not move my own wheelchair just might pose a problem in playing football, and that my forced participation might ultimately disrupt and ruin the game for everybody else. That's not inclusion. It's intrusion. Two very similar words, but with polar opposite meanings. Forcing situations like that goes against the spirit of inclusion. It simply becomes a spectacle in a shallow attempt to integrate people with disabilities into mainstream society. True inclusion is a much larger concept. It's not restricted to specific circumstances, specific events, specific situations. It's a mindset that spans every aspect of life. It's not a local practice. It's a global philosophy. Inclusion can't be forced. It is to be a natural evolution of society. True inclusion is accepting that we are all equally different, equally special, equally important. It's withholding judgment about the person that appears to be inferior to us. It's about respect, whether the other person has a disability, whether white or black, male or female. We associate Inclusion Week with people with disabilities, and that's good. That's a good place for inclusion to start, but it cannot end there. It must not end there. It has to go beyond us. It has to be a term that we associate with every minority. And if we can apply the same spirit of acceptance, of integration, of respect to every minority, there will no longer be labels like people with disabilities, African American people, Caucasian people. There will only be people. And that, my friends, in its most basic form, is inclusion. Thank you.